Hey guys, welcome to another how-to video with Matt. Today I'm going to show you how I made this life-size coffin that we can use for multiple things around the house. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to build it. Alright guys, so to get started on this project, we are going to need to cut out 4 boards at 48 inches, 4 boards at 19 inches, and 4 boards at 11 inches on our 1x6 lumber. Alright, so once we got all those boards cut, you can just stick those to the side for now. So the next thing you need to do is cut out 6 2x4s at 11 inches. On all of your 2x4s, you want to measure to your center, which is going to be roughly 1 3/4. Make a mark, all right? Then come to the other side, make a mark at 1 3/4, and then you can either pop you a string line or you can use a speed square and just draw you a nice line right down the middle with a pen or marker, guys. Alright, so once you've got your center lines marked on all 6 of your boards, you need to set your saw. Now you can use a table saw or you can use your circle saw if it has adjusters on it. My circle saw has adjusters on it, so I'm going to adjust my saw to 40 degrees and I'm going to cut 2 of the 2x4s right down the middle line at 40 degrees. Alright, so once I got my 2 boards cut out at 40 degrees, then I'm going to set my saw to 30 degrees and cut 2 more 2x4s right down the middle at 30 degrees. Alright, and finally with my last 2x4s, I'm going to set my saw at 20 degrees and cut the last 2 right down the middle at 20 degrees. Alright, so now we have all of our boards that's cut to 11 inches and then ripped down the middle. We need to separate them into 2 sides. You need to put 2 40s, 2 30s, and 2 20s on the right side of the room, whatever you're working at, and then take the other ones and stick them to the other side. And now we are going to join these together, guys, and this is how I want you to do that with your, say, your 30-degree block right here. It's always helpful to write the degree on there just like that right there. Alright, so what I wanted to do is take my blocks just like that and put them at an angle. And they're going to be perfect when you cut your 2x4s in half, but all you need is this angle right here to make your turns so that you can build your coffin like that. So what we need to do is take our sets of blocks, join them together just like that on all of them, and we can take some screws, and I recommend using some clamps and clamping it down, and you can use a drill bit to kind of pre-drill your hole in there, right? So we need to go ahead and join all of our sets together. So go ahead and put a set of 20s together, a set of 30s and 40s, and do that with your other side also. Alright guys, so the next step we need to do is now take our angled pieces and get them in order that they need to go, right? So the first 2 up here at the top, very tip top right here, these 2 will be your 2 30-degree. The 2 that's going from side to side right here will be your 20-degree, and your 2 that's going to be at the bottom, just couldn't fit it all in the shot, is going to be your 40-degree. So what you want to do is take your 11-inch piece, line it up with the 2 back ends of the back part right there, and go ahead and screw that board together, right? Then you'll take one of your 19-inch pieces right here, and you'll line that up with that board on your 20-degree right here, and line it up with your 30-degree board, and go ahead and screw those into place, and do that on the other side also. Alright, so once you go ahead and get that top part right there built, then you can take your 48-inch pieces and go ahead and line them up on the insides here and over here, and screw those into place. Then at the very bottom down here, once you got your 2 4-footers screwed on, you'll take your 2 40-degree blocks, and then you'll take another 11-inch block, and then you'll go ahead and screw that into place right there. Alright guys, so once you've got all of your bottom boards attached, now you need to take all of your other boards that you have and just match them up, line them up just like you did on the bottom row, but you'll do that on the top part. So you can just either stack them right on the top or use the top line, or you can even flip this over and install them that way. It's up to you, but go ahead and get your second set of boards on now. Alright, so once you've got both of your stacks put on, this is what it should look like right here, guys. You got the basic outline of the coffin, nice and thick size right there. So now we can go on to putting our front on. So the next thing we want to do, guys, is get a board to go from one end to the other end, but on your bottom part right here, it's a little narrower if you use the 2x4s. And what I mean by that is, let me show you right here, is if you was to put that in as a baseboard, it's going to sit on top. We don't want that to sit on top. We want that to be inside, right, guys? So what you need to do is get you a board and make sure it's going to be long enough. Like in my case, I don't have a board that's a scrap piece, the same style as all the rest of the wood. I want to keep it all the same. I don't have enough to go one way to the other, so I'm going to have to join two boards. But before I measure my second board, what I really need to do is get this board to fit down inside of here. So what we're going to do basically is just take a tape measure this right here. It should be about 1 3/4 in that area right there, and we'll measure this, and then we'll make our marks and cut these ends off to make this board sit inside of here. Once I have that measurement pretty much, because then I'll know I don't have to scooch it up any further, then I can go and measure from the end all the way to the tip of this board over here, and then I will be able to join the two boards together. That's going to be like our, say, for our backbone, right? That's what we're going to put all of our little slat pieces to, so that they all join together. So once you get that done, then we can go on to putting the slats on. Guys, so there is a lot of ways that you can do your door. You can just simply use some plywood. You can just use boards like I'm going to do. It doesn't matter like that. Just do it however you want to do. I'm using mostly scrap lumber, so I'm going to do it this way with the boards. So all you need to do really is just take your boards, and you want to make sure you got different size boards, like different lengths, because it starts going from narrow to wide back to narrow, right? So like I said, these are all just scrap boards that I puzzled out. So what I want to do first, though, is start at the very bottom down here, and I want to line that up nice and straight. And then I just want to keep coming down with my boards, pushing them together, making sure that they're nice and straight. Alright, so once we do all of that, what we want to do next is take some just short little screws and just go through and screw it down in place so that all the boards are locked onto the piece, right? Then once we do that, we'll be able to flip it over and trace the outline of the set. That way we can cut out all around our piece. So we're going to work on doing that. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm just going to show you a quick example. Like I said, we start with the very bottom right here first. Go ahead and screw that down. Don't got to go crazy with the screws, guys. Just 2 per board is all you need. You don't need to put like 7 in one board and all that and waste screws. But we're going to take them all right back out after we trace our line. So you want to keep coming down, stacking them up. And like I said, just use 1 screw per side like that. And that way you can beam that together nice and tight. And go ahead and shoot you another screw. All you're really doing here, the key is just locking the boards down so that we can flip this whole piece over and go over it with a pen or pencil and trace the outline of the whole thing. And then we can take our boards off one by one and cut them. And alright, so let's get all of these boards finally done. Alright, so I finally got all of the boards screwed down. And now what we need to do, guys, is just carefully flip our piece over. Alright, so now we got it turned over, and you can see what it's going to look like now as your top. So what I need to do now is take a pen or pencil and just trace out the entire outline, guys. And at the same time, before we take the boards off, we want to go ahead and mount our middle brace. And like I said, I got to join 2 pieces together. I already got 1 piece kind of down there, just kind of sitting in there that I had trimmed out around the edges right there, guys. So got that piece right there, and then I'm going to cut this piece down here down and join these 2 together. Alright, guys, so once you've got all of your boards cut to your angles and put back into place, and you got your backing board on now, this is basically what you should have going on, is your whole top can just lift up like that. So what I want to do now is just simply take some hinges that I bought at my local Ace Hardware store, and I'm going to put 3 hinges on this back side right here, guys. That way I have 1 here for support, 1 down here towards the bottom area, and 1 in the center of this long board right here. You don't want to put any on this right here because then it won't open properly. So 1, 2, and 3 is where we're going to put our hinges. Alright guys, so if we did everything properly, this is what you should have now. You should be able to just come up, open it just like that, and as you can see, it's got the 3 hinges, like I said, and the side corners here, corner over there, and in the center right there, and it works pretty good and everything, but I don't want the people to be able to just sling it back. So what I'm going to do now is just take some simple little black chain, like right here, that I get at the hardware store. You can buy it by the foot, you can buy a whole roll, whatever you want to do. And now what I want to do is put some chain from the top of this corner right over here, right? And I want to make it so that when it opens up, what it's going to do is stop it because it's attached right here. So just going to have to screw one end up and kind of stretch it out and figure out the lengths on that right there, guys. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and stick some chain in this corner right here. That way it doesn't fall all the way back and try to go flat and all that. I just want it to be able to stop about right here where it's at. So like I said, I'm just going to take some screws and a washer and screw one corner, and then I'm going to stretch it out to here, mark it, and then I'm going to have to cut it in that spot wherever, or take it off of the link right here with some pliers, whatever you need to do. So that's what I'm going to do next. Alright, so now I got my chain installed, so this is what it looks like when I open it now. So it holds its own weight up, guys, show you right there. So that's pretty cool. So now what I want it to do is take some simple, just like thin backing board like they use in furniture and stuff, and I'm going to put some backing board on the back side now. Alright, so just like we did with our front with the boards, I'm going to take this backing board sheets right here. We are going to line them up nice and straight with the edge at the top right here. Screw those down into place, and then we'll add some more sheets down here and screw those into place. And we'll do the same exact thing we did with the front door, is flip it over, trace it out, unscrew it, and then we're going to cut out the trim and then screw it back in place. Alright, so I got my backing board screwed down, so now what I'm going to do is just flip it over and simply just trace that out so we can cut that out. Alright, so I got it all trimmed out and got it nailed up on the back, guys, so that is what that looks like. So I'm thinking about putting a little brace board between the middle right here so that these two backing boards will be joined as one right there so it doesn't have any flex in it. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's project. Let me go ahead and open it up inside and show you the final results. Check it out, guys. You can use this for anything. You can make it as a coffin table. You can use it for storage in there. You can use it as like a toy chest. You can even put this thing on the ground and put a buddy inside and have them jump out at kids on Halloween. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit that like button down below for me and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace.